Good evening, everyone. This is me, Anna, from Magone Home Aftercare Program of Don Bosco, Liloan. I would like to say thank you to Father Arvin Abatayo for giving me the opportunity to have this good night talk. My talk tonight is about finding hope in the significance of one's vocation. How many of us have woken up to the question of whether we are still serving the purpose we believe we are serving to others? How many of us may have felt that emptiness creeping in, making us want to run away from all the responsibilities because of the criticisms and backlashes of others? How many of us have doubted our roles in the job or positions that we are holding? Well, others may have experienced this in the past already, while others are still struggling to find the answer to that one question, while others may still experience this in the near future. Well, regardless of where you are among the three, I would like to share to you a lesson or a story which I have learned while I'm here at Magone Home. Magone Home, by the way, is an aftercare program for children who had been in conflict with the law in the past. Therefore, we can say that our clients may have been through a lot already in life, despite their very young age. A colleague of mine once advised me that if I am in doubt of whether I am still significant or whether my role in the mission is still significant, that I would ask those whom I am serving, and they are the clients themselves. And so I devised this very short survey wherein I am going to ask them a particular question and then they're going to answer me back. So I asked one personally, and then another one, and then I ended with the third because I basically thought that, well, I have already reached the point where I learned from these children. So I asked them this one question of whether I should stay being as a staff or if I should be rather off be a volunteer. Now I explained to them that if I become a staff or I will stay as a staff in the center, I have a lot of responsibilities and deliverables of a staff, which are of course for their own welfare, but then I will not have the luxury of time in as much as I would have wanted to spend much time with them. I will not be able to do that at all times because of these responsibilities. But if I become a volunteer, I will have all the luxury of time and resources to offer to them, to be with them, to immerse with them in every activity that they do. But of course, I will not have any more responsibilities as a staff. Surprisingly, they told me that I should stay as a staff, not because they do not value my interactions with them, but it's because they're looking at the future ahead. They know that for sure other clients will also follow their badge, and they think that they also deserve the kind of service which they think they have received from me, the kind of help, the kind of service which they think I have showed them. And so that warmed my heart. The last client continued on. He shared to me one particular life experience, which I have also learned a lot from. He told me that he have experienced or have encountered that same question, asking himself whether or not he is still significant to his family, because ever since he was apprehended, they never visited him or seldom contacted him. But then he added, despite being heartbroken because of this, he understood for himself that he has done something good for them, and he has even sacrificed his own freedom for them, and that for him alone is something significant, and that gives his life some purpose. And he told me, Ate, sometimes you cannot see your purpose in the eyes of others or in what others tell you, but instead, you can simply see it by knowing that you have done something good for others, even at the expense of your own. And so I realized what a great lesson this is. It is true that sometimes, because we are so busy seeking for the affirmation of others, we tend to forget that the simplest way to understand whether or not we are still significant for others is to simply know if we have done something good for them. So perhaps the next time that we wake up in the morning and we ask ourselves whether we are still significant, I think we should start changing the question into, have I done something good for others? And if I have done so, have I done it selflessly, even at my own expense? If so, then we are on the right track. Hopefully, this would also give some hope that we may hold on to the different missions that serves others. But hopefully, we get to appreciate ourselves more, not just as fellow individuals, but also as servants. Despite not being seen by others, I hope that we all remember that God sees us. That we may work continuously and tirelessly for others, doing our job extraordinarily well, without counting in whether others might recognize us. So despite all those criticisms and hardships, may we continue to strive on. Because simply by knowing that we are doing what's good for others, we have already served our life's purpose. So I think that's all for tonight. Thank you for listening, and good night, everyone.